Are you in pain or conflict? Okay, but that does not mean that you are not completely loved. The ideal that being in pain cuts you off from love is an ideal that you have imposed on the situation. In truth, nothing cuts you off from love save your own beliefs, and that is why you are in pain in the first place. You are in pain because you think and feel that you have been cut off from love. You invert the truth of the situation. You make cause an effect a cause. That is your fear in action. Understand this so that you can see beyond it. Let your awareness deepen. See your whole ego drama for what it is. Understand that you create your experience of the world through your own fear. But do not beat yourself because you do this. Accept what you see and let it shift of itself. When you see the world in its utter neutrality, you will understand that it exists only as a tool for your own learning. I do not want to confuse you with concepts, but you must understand how your fear inverts the truth. It makes you a victim of the world, and that is not true. As a victim, you will never know your creative power or your identity in love. Don't play at being a victim. It is an empty game, a game of mirrors. The one who trespasses on you is just a reflection of your own lack of self-worth. You created his presence in your mirror. Stand up, confess your hatred for yourself, and let that other person go. Holding grievances against him will not help you. Punishing him will not make you feel better. Let those who abuse you go free. Pray for them and bless them. Do not hold them to you with thoughts of retribution, but gently release them with words of love and encouragement. And know that as you release them, you release yourself. I can preach to you about the power of forgiveness, but you will never know how great that power is until you experience it. The willingness to forgive yourself and release others from your judgment is the greatest power you can know while you live in this embodiment. The only power that is greater is the power of love itself. And without the gesture of forgiveness, which removes the veil of fear, the power of love remains unharnessed. Yet take heart, my friend. Every time you forgive, you dissolve a condition you have placed on your own capacity to love. Every time you forgive, love is awakened in you more deeply, and your capacity to extend that love is increased. That is the nature of the journey. Be at peace with it, and it cannot fail to bring you home. Transparency. When you have nothing to hide, the light of your conscious attention is no longer compromised by secret shame. Lies no longer need to be upheld. Your relationships are not cluttered with hidden agendas. Simplicity and clarity rule in your life, for there is no deception. Each one of you has this clarity available to you right now, if you have the courage to communicate all that you think and feel without hesitation. That is your gesture of trust toward your brother and sister. That is your willingness to be visible and vulnerable. If you have a fear and share it, that fear and the guilt beneath it no longer remain hidden. If you think a thought that condemns another, you can deny it, disguise it, or project it onto someone else. Or you can bring it up for attention and healing. You can hide your attack thoughts, or you can confess them. The ritual of confession, like most rituals, has ceased to embody the purpose behind it. It has nothing to do with receiving absolution from another. It has everything to do with rejecting the density of deceit and bringing fear into conscious awareness. The one who hears the confession is not a judge but a witness. He or she does not have to wear robes or be in a position of authority. Any witness will do, so long as the witness understands that her role is not to judge or condemn, but merely to listen with compassion. There is no one who does not make mistakes. Trespass one against another, with or without intention, is commonplace. To expect to end all trespass is foolishness. Only one who is not in touch with his human vulnerability would aspire to such a lofty and ungrounded goal. And how can one who cannot embrace his humanity come to accept his divinity? Mistakes will be made, and I urge you to be thankful for each mistake you make. Each error is a gift because it brings you to correction. Celebrate the opportunity to bring all manipulation and deceit to the surface. Be thankful for the invitation to reach into the dark places of your mind and bring the contents to the light of conscious inspection. When you justify your mistakes, you hang on to them, forcing yourself to defend them over and over again. This takes a great deal of time and energy. Indeed, if you are not careful, it can become the dominant theme of your life. Why not confess your errors so that you don't have to spend all your time defending them? Own your deceit so that it doesn't chain you to the limitations of the past. Let each trespass be openly acknowledged. If you think poorly of your brother, tell him so and ask him to forgive you. Do this not to raise him on a pedestal, but to keep yourself from falling into the bottomless pit of self-hatred and despair. It is the medicine you need to live with. It is the medicine you need to live without fear, dishonesty, and guilt. Take this medicine, my friend. I have offered it to you before, and I offer it to you once again. The density of this world is a result of your lack of courage to admit your mistakes. This is a sad and self-defeating game. I ask you to stop playing it. I ask you to trust your sister and know that she does not stand above you in judgment, but side by side as your equal. She cannot condemn you without condemning herself. Confess to yourself, confess to your mate, your boss, even to the stranger on the street. Do not be concerned about what people think. You are transmitting a revolutionary teaching. Your confession gives others permission to look at their own mistakes with compassion. A woman who admits her mistakes is a beacon of light to others. She has shed her cloak of darkness. Light shines through her, for her mind is transparent, a clear channel through which truth flows without effort. Her brother and sister know immediately that she can be trusted, and they reach out to take her hand. Such a woman is a true priest. Having forgiven her own sins, she can extend that forgiveness to others. Her authority does not come from outside, but from within. She has been ordained by no authority of the world, yet each person who comes to her recognizes her, trusts her, and confides in her. This is the truth about confession. And any man or woman can be a priest. Do not believe in the lies that are offered up to you in my name. Use your common sense. And do not be ashamed if you have turned away from religion because you could not accept these lies. I too would have turned away from a church that offers nothing but deception, exclusiveness, and guilt. You are right to reject false teachings, but do not allow your anger at the hypocrisy of worldly men in priestly robes to take you away from your direct relationship with me. Forget everything you have been taught by others, and consider the truth now in your own heart. That is where we must meet.